The vast expanse of the Arctic is a very challenging place to hunt. It's nearly impossible to find a place to ambush prey, and the selection of available animals is limited. However, this creature isn't afraid of the harsh frost or the monotonous diet, and it has made a good living for itself in this chilly region. You're on the Animal Instinct channel, and today we're taking a look at polar wolves. Don't forget to like this video, and may the wolf's endurance be with you. We're getting started now. Meet the polar wolf. It looks just like a regular grey wolf, and it's no wonder, as polar wolves aren't a distinct species, but rather a subspecies of grey wolves, with just a few adaptations. Without these adaptations, surviving in one of the harshest regions would be difficult. These guys call northern Canada and Greenland home. Temperatures in those places often drop below 30 degrees Celsius, so having protection from the cold is essential. Polar wolves followed the classic Arctic animal blueprint, getting a two-layered coat. The outer layer of coarse guard hairs protects the animal from snow and wind, which are constant and very strong there. And underneath is a soft undercoat that keeps the animal warm. Incidentally, muskoxen use the same system, and there's already a video about them on the channel. In addition, the polar wolf has relatively small ears for its size, all to reduce heat loss. And its paws are also fully covered in fur, which not only keeps them warm, but also provides good traction on the ice. Although these adaptations make it difficult to keep polar wolves in zoos, as they overheat and get sick very easily. As for size, they're not small predators, and they are comparable to the common wolf, about 35 inches at the shoulder and 60 inches in body length excluding the tail. The polar wolf can weigh up to 190 pounds, though typically around 130 pounds. Speaking of their habitat, on the one hand, you can be happy for the wolf, as humans have barely touched the tundra, and the fauna there is the same as it was centuries ago. On the other hand, it's an extremely harsh land, one of the poorest in terms of biodiversity. And for at least half of the year, the wolves have to live in constant darkness. Furthermore, being constantly hungry is the norm for wolves. They eat on average once every 8 days. However, if the opportunity arises, each wolf, weighing 130 pounds, can eat up to 20 pounds of meat, bones, and fur. Now that's what you call a wolfish appetite. They eat absolutely everything, as you never know when you'll get to eat next. Their teeth are structured to easily gnaw through even the largest bones, and these white machines don't have any problems digesting food either. Although food is scarce, they don't turn their noses up at anything. Hares, lemmings, bird eggs, and even frogs are excellent options for a wolf's dinner. Occasionally, they manage to catch a large animal, like a caribou or muskox. After all, this predator doesn't live and hunt alone. The wolf pack is the primary form of existence that has allowed this predator to survive and spread throughout almost the entire Arctic region, except for the open ice where another neighbor reigns supreme. Each such pack, or more accurately clan, typically consists of 7 to 15 individuals, led by an alpha pair. Only they have the right to leave behind offspring, and all members of the clan are their children from different litters. Occasionally, a lone wolf might join the pack, but it will never have the opportunity to become the leader. There's a strict hierarchy, and each member knows its place. For example, only the leader can walk with its tail held high. For others, it's an unacceptable act of boldness. And in the pack, there's a system of punishments for disobedience, and a disobedient wolf might be roughed up by its own packmates. However, things never get to the point of serious injuries, as they need to hunt together. Each spring, wolf clans usually expect an increase in their numbers. Around May, the alpha female leaves the pack to find a secluded place to give birth. This is always a challenge, as the ground in most of their territory is frozen permafrost. Therefore, they use caves or other natural shelters as dens. A litter typically consists of 1 to 5 pups, who are completely dependent on the pack. While the mother stays with them, nursing the pups, the father brings her food. And after about a month, the pups also switch to a meat diet, becoming full-fledged members of the gang and starting to travel with the pack in early summer. By the way, if anyone from the parental clan wants to start their own, they have to leave the family and go looking for a lonely mate. A new clan also needs a free territory, which can be up to 1,000 square kilometers. True, the areas there are very vast, and there are no problems with that. The same cannot be said about prey. With it, things are quite bleak in the Arctic. Even a polar hare is not often encountered, and to catch it, you need to try hard. Both the hunter and the target can reach speeds of 40 miles per hour. But the hare has the advantage in maneuverability. Even two of them can't catch the hare. One wolf was millimeters away from success, and the second one didn't miss either, but the hare turned out to be faster. Then the pack brings in two more fighters, and the exhausted hare can't run away. Polar wolves are very hardy and can pursue a target for a long time, especially when they do it as a group. Therefore, the result is quite natural. The same can't be said about a lone wolf. Sometimes a wolf is lucky and sees a jackpot. Thousands of polar hares peacefully hopping about. It seems like you could just walk up and take anyone you want. But that's not the case. White hares on white snow, especially at dawn, blend into one solid mass. Even with good eyesight, it's hard for a wolf to grab a target. And on top of that, there are so many of them that during the chase, the wolf gets constantly confused, not knowing who to pursue. Strange as it may sound, the wolf went hungry this time. And here is caribou, or reindeer. For wolves, this is a very desirable prey. Therefore, predators often follow such herds, covering large distances. Well, deer are very fast, especially when there is no snow cover. They can reach speeds of 80 kilometers per hour, and even young animals are able to outrun a pursuing wolf. But here too, it all depends on the hunter's persistence, and he can chase a target for a long time, waiting for it to make a mistake. They are not afraid to attack even muskoxen. These animals are large and dangerous, so wolves only dare to attack as a whole pack. But it's hard to do it unnoticed, so when hunters appear, the herd is always ready to defend itself. The predator's task is to drive the muskoxen into a flight, and sometimes it takes more than an hour to do this. Wolves keep attacking the herd, trying to lure out one of the muskoxen, and if they succeed, the animal is most likely doomed. But the worst thing happens if the muskoxen take flight. Then it's easier for wolves to snatch young individuals from the herd, and the predators can take down several muskox calves at once. However, these animals act very smartly, stopping in the wolves' path from time to time and disrupting their attacks. Just look, a predator is closing in on the running herd as one of the muskoxen turns around and meets the wolf with its horns. This time, they avoided falling. Speaking of wolves, it should be noted that there is always at least one herd of large ungulates in their hunting grounds. Wolves consider this herd theirs and raid it as needed. The indigenous peoples of the north live in relative peace with wolves, considering it a kind of tax. It is believed that wolves protect the herd from other packs. If you kill all your wolves, which by the way is extremely difficult to do, others will inevitably come in their place. And until they recognize the deer herd as their own, they will terrorize the deer, killing as many individuals as possible. As a result, and due to the inaccessibility of their habitats, this subspecies has suffered very little from humans, and the polar wolf population is currently not a cause for concern. That's all. I hope you enjoyed these beautiful northern hunters. Then I would be very happy if you liked the video. Write in the comments, maybe I missed something. Subscribe to the channel and don't forget to turn on notifications. And I'll say goodbye to you for a short time. See you later.